Hello everybody, my name is Mike MJK from 5th Dimension. I'm here with Senor Murder right now, and we had a wonderful match in our two Hindenburgs. And I just wanted to upload this to show that two Hindenburgs can actually take on two Moskvas at close range. It is possible on Islands of Ice. Now, as you can see here, we have our lovely Lexington, Iowa, two Northcoes and a Magi. We are in two Hindenburgs. We have two very stealthy Zows, with a Fletcher and Tashkin, and a Baltimore, which will pretty much do nothing the entire game. I'm not sure what he's going to be doing. Then we have on the opposite team the Lexington, a Yamato, which is very dangerous. Apparently not when we go versus it. A Northcote and a Magi, a Zao, two Moskvas, a Baltimore, Mikhail Katuskov, Shimmy, Fubuki, and Tashkin. Now, our biggest starts that we perceived were obviously the Yamato. Very dangerous ship. We try to take out that one as quick as possible. But we also set as the two Moskvas because they are heavily armored ships. They could take on battleship rounds. So we got to be careful for that one. Now, we have our two Zows, which are pretty stealthy, with theirs as well. And so we decided on this map, we said, hey, listen, we're at sea. We know we have enough guys at sea. 90% of the time, people go towards sea. So we said, screw it. We're going to go across the map. We're going to get into B. We're going to try to cap B and try to use those islands as cover in order to use possibly our torpedoes, which you will see later actually turned out pretty well. As you can see here, I do have some animation skins, so don't mind that. Don't worry about it. The mod that I have there is from Aslan's mod. It is that you see the green on the sides. That is a mod in order to see what the health is for each ship, so you don't need to keep track of it every time. You know what your friendly ships are instead of having to look for them, which is a very nice mod to see, so you know who needs backup, who doesn't, who's doing well, who's about to die, and you can keep track of that without having to look for them every 2 minutes. Now, first thing we spot is this Mikhail Katuskov going straight in for C. Decided to take a couple of pot shots at him. So talking about the Hindenburg now, it has four turrets of triple 203mm high velocity guns of 60, I believe it's a 60 caliber guns. These things fly. These things go 920 meters per second approximately. And they are very lovely. The torpedoes are only 6K though, but you have two sets of them on each side like the York. The Ruin does not have that. The Ruin has only single sets. The Hindenburg has two sets on each side instead of the singles of the Ruin. Basically the Ruin, you can get the Hindenburg's guns, but it's missing one in the front, in simple terms. The Hindenburg is pretty decently armored. It's a very bouncy ship, I've come to realize towards it. Okay, let's talk about this little Baltimore here. This little Baltimore got completely destroyed. He picked the wrong place to go. He got straight into B, didn't try to turn, didn't try to do anything, just went straight in. Now, judging from this, I didn't look up this player's name, but judging from this, it's either a person who free XP'd to the Baltimore, or a person who's just very inexperienced with the Baltimore, or experienced with these kind of cruisers in this kind of matchup. See, we knocked off a couple of thousand health, but we said, you know what, we're two Hindenburgs, we can pretty much kill a Baltimore. It's very easy. You're going to see in about a second or two. Now, it wasn't that bad, 2,000 health there, but he's at 16k. Now, watch these two salvos between me and Senor Murder. Okay? I nail him with one, Senor's is coming in second, bang, Citadel 17, and he finishes him off. So basically, this guy was left with probably 3,000 health, which he finished him off with. That goes to show how powerful the Hindenburg is with its guns. And he didn't even bother shooting at us, and we are actually pretty close to him, which is surprising. Destroyer pops smoke, we can't seem to find him. Now this is the awesome thing. I popped, as you can see here, I'm shooting 21 kilometers with a spotter plane, and it could go more. So you're looking at almost of an approximate, if I remember correctly, 25 kilometers you can actually shoot with the Hindenburg. It is a very long-range combat ship. I'm using AP here. I should have been using HE. I sort of forgot to shift it, but I thought maybe I could get some deck armor penetrations like that, but maybe a little bit heavier. Then we see these shimmy torps were coming in, and we're like, oh my god. Here's the shimmy looking at us. Great. But it wasn't that bad. We dodged I believe I dodged all of them. I'm not sure about Senior if he took one, and we're about to find out right now. It's been a while since I've actually didn't upload this match, so. So our initial concept here, we were thinking is, okay, let's go around these islands, try to use the islands to cover. The Moskva's down there, the Yamato's down there, everything's really far away. We have the opportunity to go all the way around and help cap and whatever. And sort of implement. And the shells look lovely, by the way. I love the new shell look. I have to give Warmer Gaming credit. They just really, really... This patch for 5.5 is what it should have been initially, of when the game first came out. But you know what? Every game needs to improve, and I guess this is probably their best improvement that they've ever made, was the capabilities with AA, the new torps that they've put on destroyers, especially Fubukis, how they get the faster torps. We noticed these Fubuki torps came in right now, and now I have Senior Murder, who's about to take one Fubuki torp, and it's going to knock him down to almost half health. From a quarter down to half, which is a pretty dangerous thing, as you can see. Wow. Fubuki, nice shot. If you're wondering how I know the Fubuki is, well, Fubuki's one of the destroyers that has 3 triple torp tubes, so that's how we know. The Tashkent has almost no range, and Shimikaze has 5 sets, so that was not 5 sets, that was 3. So we know that's a Fubuki. The Zhao's right there helping us out. This was a pretty bad mistake by me, is being on the side. Broadside with my Hindenburg, but I readjusted afterwards. If that Moskva would have taken a shot just a second earlier and readjusted his fire properly, he probably could have really nailed me badly. 1,500 points, nothing special. A little bit of penetration is probably on the mast, and that's about it. On the conning towers or on the base zones. Now, we decided to go around here because we don't want to be in range of that, well, number 1, this Yamato. Second, we don't want to go straight into B because we don't know what's surprising us behind those other islands. And as well as, is that we're going to be in range of the Yamato. So we want to try to keep our cover as well as possible to cap these 2 top points. Now, we have a battleship to the north, we have a cruiser, a Zhao, right next to our left. And we have me and him and our Hindenburgs. I am unsure what is behind us, but as you can see, it's a battleship, so... I'm not sure if the Iowa's in left or if it's the North Co. I'd have to review it, but that's okay. So now we see the Zhao with the Fubuki torps, crack, and crack again. He's completely gone. Well, that's a waste of a Zhao. Sorry, buddy, but you just completely got destroyed. So, we know the Moskvas are in range now. They have us on their sights. They're ready to pounce on us. So we're like, okay, well, at least we have the north and we have A, and we're capping B right now. So I decided to go forward and use this island with more cover. How I got a Citadel on there, I have no clue, but I'll take it. Any Citadel you can get with a Hindenburg is a good Citadel. So Yamato's down there, and so is the North Coast. So I said, you know what, let's push north. Let's try to take out these 2 Moskvas. Let's try to kill them and maybe have an easier time later on when we start playing. Now, I don't know what this battleship was doing, but we knew there was a Fubuki in front of us. Now we're like, okay, he's close. He's really close. Let's try to find this guy. Ah, we found the Fubuki. Perfect. He popped, I believe, his sonar acoustic, and he actually did find him. Once we found him, we just pounced on him, tried to kill him as quick as possible. We didn't want any problems. Told him there was torps incoming. I believe he dodges them all here. I'm not sure. But I know this Fubuki tries to, I believe he tries to torp us a second time, but... yeah, I sort of take the kill from him, but that's okay. Yeah, he does dodge them all, okay. Fubuki brings in a second set of torps. I decided to keep going straight because I see these 2 Moskvas. I'm like, oh boy, we're going to have fun. So now they have C, right? So the first initiative that they're going to do is start to push north to cap B. Because if they don't, we're going to outcap them, most probably. Over a period of time, we will actually outcap them. So the next thing is that we need to now figure out how are we going to kill these Moskvas. They are dangerous. They are big. They are chunky. They have 20,000. They have almost 10,000 more hit points than us on each. So we're trying to pounce on them, and they have 220mm guns, which are very, very dangerous guns. So what I told him is, okay, we're gonna turn around instead, and we're gonna try going south. Let's engage. Let's get our backup going. I torp over here just to see if the Moskva... Actually, it's that little destroyer that I wanted to see if he was going to come down and say hi. And maybe run into one of my torps by any chance. You know, random torps doesn't hurt. It really doesn't. I've gotten a few off here and there, but very rare. If I remember correctly, that's our North Carolina in front of me right now. Yeah, that's a North Carolina. I could tell just by how the front end is. It's very short. It's not as pointy. So now he's going straight forward, which is not exactly recommended, you could say, because destroyers can be lurking anywhere around these corners here. So you want to be sort of vigilant of where you're going with all your ships. So we were thinking, okay, let's go forward. Nope, that's a bad idea. Well, that's because why? We have a Yamato, we have a Northco, and we have a Mikhail Kutuzov coming. So I'll end up trying to focus fire as much as I can. I think on this Northco was it the Yamato eventually I focused on. Can't remember. Now we have lovely planes coming in. Oh boy. Well, as you can see on our North Carolina is about a quarter health right now, so he's pretty low. Now, is he going to survive this? I don't believe he does, actually. He gets pretty much raped. Because the dive bombers and all that. So I take a nice jolt of 2.5k there. And he knocks out one of my guns. I'm like, great. There goes a fourth of my firepower. So now I'm thinking, oh, wait, I forgot there's Moskvas in the game. They're coming around this corner. Let's see if they're coming around this corner. So me and Senor Murder, we start to retreat. We're going to say, okay, we're going to get behind this big island in front of us by D5. We're going to try to use that as cover and maybe try to get them to come in closer and torp them as much as possible. Then we notice these Moskvas. We're like, oh boy, we're going to have some fun now. So as you can see, we're surrounded by 2 Moskvas, a Yamato, a Mikhail Kutuzov, and if I remember correctly, it was the North Carolina. So we're surrounded by 5 ships now, and we're in 2 Hindenburgs that are not very good at, you know, holding off too well. So he gets a nice punch right there. So we said, okay, let's shoot this Moskva as quick as possible. Try killing him. Try shooting him. You know, do as much damage as you can. See, now, he just somewhat ricocheted some of his rounds for like 3k. So I was like, okay, well, I'll take it. So right now we're just trying to see, okay, can we actually damage them with what we have? 9,700, 1,900? Not too much, to be honest with you. That's very little. So right now, we're going to play the dodging game, see what you can dodge and weave. And so we start dodging and weaving. We're holding our position. We're trying to get behind this island so that we can take cover from the northeast ships. So that was our biggest problem, was the northeast ships. Now I notify them about my torpedoes. Oh, you always want to do that if you have comm systems. Notify your friendlies about the torpedoes. Always do that. Oh my god, thank god that North Carolina's down. And Moskva's still alive, but he killed the Northco. Okay. So our North Carolina's down, and their North Carolina's down. So now we're like, okay, so we got 2 Moskvas and a Yamato to deal with. With, I believe, the Mikhail Kutuzov. So we're like, okay, so let's try to get the hell out of here. Let's try to come around this corner now. And, oh, wait, what pops up? Hey, there's another cruiser here. Oh, a Zhao and a Mikhail Kutuzov. Great. And we're broadside. So, I decide to point bow in. Start hitting this Mikhail Kutuzov. You want to take the most guns out of the game as quick as possible. There goes 3 Citadels, and he's gone. 17k. That was an insta-kill. So this Zal tries to do the wrong thing. He tries to go in for a torping run. Bang! 10k, and my friend Senor finishes him off real nicely. So I dodged these torps. They were really close torps. Now we have a Yamato to our east, okay? Our northeast. There's torpedoes coming in. Alright. This one came fairly close. I would have died there if it wasn't for that. So I know these Moskvas are coming towards us. I'm like, okay, let me think now. I pop sonar acoustic right off the... I pop sonar acoustic here. It doesn't show it in the replay, but I do pop it. Then after that, what you normally do is you shoot one in front and one a little bit behind. This is in order in case they slow down. So I said, okay, there's one Moskva here, perfect. So, I know I'm going to kill one Moskva at least. You know, maybe I'll take the second one down with me. There we go. So, one's down. So I'm like, crap, you know what, he's pretty much got me, it's might as well just shoot. Whatever I can do, I can do. And Senior Murder is also trying to kill him, but unfortunately it ain't gonna work out. I knock out one of his turrets, which is pretty surprising. So I said to myself, you know what, let me try and actually get on the opposite side of him. Maybe this can work out. And then after he has the audacity to pull something like this, where he comes completely broadside. And I don't know what he was thinking there. That just hurts, man, to see. And I thought I could possibly get that kill, but I guess it didn't turn out. His secondaries killed me. I should have stayed frontwards. But then after that Senior Murder, finishes him off right there. So I did about 138k damage. Nothing special. But it's that, as you could see through proper tactics, and just through wits of knowing your map gameplay, knowing what people will do, where they are on the map, you can actually do pretty well. So you saw here is one Northco, 2 Hindenburgs, killed basically 2 Moskvas, a Zal, a Mikhail Kutuzov, and North Carolina died before us. We didn't really do much to North Carolina, but we basically killed. We were a 5 on 2 or 3, and we killed them. So that Yamato's out of range right now, and he's like, oh boy, Senior Murder tries to gun it to get the hell out of there. He realizes he did something wrong, so... I know, sorry about the lag inside the replay system. I mean, Wargaming has to come up with some sort of replay system where they could be a little bit more efficient, but that's okay. So, I'm not sure if I remember correctly if they win this. I think they do. So, this is just to show that if this would have worked out a little bit differently, maybe we could have won this. Maybe we wouldn't have won this, but... Oh, yeah. Alright, it's true. Our Iowa, if I remember correctly, takes on the Yamato. No. Yeah, they won it because our Iowa turned broadside slightly and got pretty much ripped by the Iowa. So this is just to show that, you know, through the proper tactics, you could actually win pretty much anything you want. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and have a great day.